Hey everyone, Kim from One Physical Therapy out in Hudson, Massachusetts, here to talk to you about lower cross syndrome and the exercises to work on to fix it. If you remember from video 1, we talked about how your hip flexors and your back extensors are very tight, causing weakness in your abdominals and in your glutes. So it's really, chicken or the egg, right? What came first? In this case, we're going to attack the hip flexors and your lower back tightness first. If you think about strengthening anything, whether it's this injury or something else, if you strengthen it first, you're only compounding those bad habits. You have to loosen or create flexibility in the muscles that are causing issues first in order to realign and create neutral positions in order to strengthen you there. So we're going to start the first couple of videos showing you how to do more flexibility work on those tight muscle groups before we strengthen you in that appropriate position. So I know we've gone over hip flexibility before, the most important being your hip flexor. So I'm going to start with an easier one and go to the more advanced one. All right, so the first one you're going to do, I've got my pillow on the floor. I'm going to show you stretching my right hip flexor. So right knee goes on the pillow, left foot goes in front. But remember, we don't want to hyperextend here. We're just compounding what we talked about in the first video. We want to maintain neutral. So learning how to do that, you're going to tuck your bum. So tuck the bum underneath, squeezing the bum, tightening your belly. Remember, we're activating the core. We don't want to do this. Most people really overstretch and you're not even getting a stretch in the correct positioning. So start out, tuck the bum, create nice neutral spine. You may already feel it in your hip flexor. If not, maintain neutral and move forward just a little with this front knee. Okay? That's beginner number 1. So doing that for about 30 seconds, 3 times on each leg will help significantly to elongate the front of the leg muscles and through the hip flexor. The second way to do this is the more advanced. It's creating a different position on the muscle to create a larger stretch in the muscle group. For those of us that have such bad tightness and aren't used to stretching, I want you to start with the first stretch and move to this one. If you start with this one, you won't even be able to get the proper stretch position, okay? So again, right knee on the pillow, left foot in the front. We're gonna tuck, so get that pelvic tilt. Your back leg, the leg on the pillow, I want you to shift your foot out, okay? That creates what's called internal rotation at the hip to create a better pull at the hip flexor. Tuck the bum, lean forward a little bit, right arm up, and you're gonna reach to the left, all right? Your hip flexor goes up into your core slightly, and we wanna get every piece of the hip flexor that we can to stretch out. The internal rotation at your foot and the increased arm pull up here will get the entire length of it. So same thing, 30 seconds to get the full muscle lengthening effect out of a stretch and about 3 times on each side. All right guys, have fun stretching. Talk to you soon.